Alright, this is Chun Chen here, and for today's topic, we're going to talk about the success strategies for millionaire real estate developer, which means that if you really want to become a real estate developer, so that the first is why we talk about strategy. Sorry, we're gonna have some plan. You're gonna have some plan that go and plan everything out. You want to go and build a project, everything else. So when we talk about strategy, is just like, for example, a lot of people, when you want to trying to go to the war, actually when you have a plan is the must. So you're gonna have some plan A, plan B, plan C. But what we talk about strategy is because when you go into the war, sure, it won't will be 100% including to what you have planned. It will be some accidentally happen, anything else, so you can deal with it, so you can go and handle it. How? So when you come into real estate developer also, you're gonna have some strategy go to handle all the obstacle, everything else. So that's why strategy is about. So for today's topic actually is talking about the self-evaluation for yourself. So first we start this project, this topic, want to talk about everything. Got one quote is I pretty like is, to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want, because the world is not yet crazy enough to reward the whole bunch of undeserving people. So this is pretty much when you talk about real estate development also. So if you are just started want to join into this business, you need to understand the business before you join the business, because in real estate business it's surely not as easy as you just go and buy a property, then you just rent it out and then you correct and rent everything else. So when we talk about real estate development, actually there's a lot of work need to do. That you're gonna have a team, you're gonna have some contractors, attorney, and then team members to deal with it. So when you come into real estate development business, you're gonna make sure, you're gonna know that you can't control everything. Realize that facts and accept it. Only then you can deal with it. You also have to accept the fact that stress is a part of the package, because maybe more of you start that you want to take it as part time or take it as full time, but all I want to tell you is the time of you putting the effort is a must when you come into real estate development. So there's some few questions you need to ask yourself when you come into this kind of business. Is first is you gotta know that how will you deal with things over which you will have no control. You're gonna have to know it. So the second is, how do you handle market trends? Then what do you do when the economy take a nosedive? Where do you turn when that same market begin to skyrocket? So this you need to always ask yourself when you come into dealing with the business. So when you come into real estate, actually there's much more prefer for you is gonna stay at what you know and then do what you know, and don't necessarily take a big plan before you're ready to take them on. Because when you come into real estate, you're gonna establish your career goal clearly, that what you want to achieve, and then it's reasonable and then it's achievable, and then you can plan it out. Because you're gonna know, always ask yourself that what do you really want to do? How do you want to do financially in a reasonable way? What steps should you take to get there? And just as important, what steps should you avoid along the way also? You need to ask yourself already the question. Because before you step into the war, you need to ask the question first before you move in. It will save your life and then won for the company, the war. So when the best way for you is when you just started, you have still not have any experience, you can start with watch what other people are doing. Actually the best developer, and when they do something right, you just follow their lead and look how they do it. Establish a credit institution, know where your money, when you come in, want to use that money, and then you want to, especially in the contractor part, you're gonna pay on it that, because a lot of people will always choose the lower bidder, which means that want to save some cost. Actually, you can look at the quality contractor. Don't care too much about the price, about anything, but actually it's the reasonable price. And then you're gonna make sure that it's the main contractor, not that contractor. Then it pass to subcontractor that like that. But you're gonna choose the best quality people in the reasonable price. That's what you trying to do, because you're gonna deal with the contractor. You're gonna choose the best contractor for you also. If not, if you pay too much lower price but their quality is bad, you're gonna ruin your business. So everything else you start up at, you already know that you sure will face a lot of obstacles. So when you gain a lot of information, your knowledge, and you study all, so the next is you're gonna listen to that small, quiet inner voice in your heart, because a lot of people, they say that they make a decision is using their brain, that they want to do some detailed facts and then analyzing everything else. But at last, when you want to make the decision, you're gonna hear what inside your inner voice, that you go and make the decision. It's some kind like your instinct, but you're gonna fill up with a lot of study, research, everything else you learn. After the last thing, you're gonna listen to your inner voice. So that's better for you when you come into want to build the real estate development. You're gonna develop a 5-year plan. 5-year plan, which means that it's a long term, not in the short term. You're gonna know it. So for the year 1 is you're gonna study the market. What market you're gonna step in. You're gonna look at what real estate developer do, ask question, attend seminar maybe, visit your local home depot to ask the suppliers of materials and equipment their opinion of downfall of pitfall that contractor run into. And then you're gonna interview contractors, attorneys, and other real estate professionals. You're gonna seek help in locating properties for development on a reasonable scale to get your career started. Interview bankers and lenders. Establish yourself as a good business person so that you can get the line of credit and construction loan you will need. Set a goal that by the end of the first year you have bought and closed on your first pieces of property. Make the commitment and stick to it. This is a year 1 that you need to do. Normally it's for you to study the market and then you build on your network. This first you're gonna do, because you're gonna know what you want to do. So year number 2 is you already complete the renovation of, you want to buy the old building, you want to renovate it, and then you're gonna rent it out, or you're gonna sell it in anything else, or you want to build from the land. If any, the property purchased at the end of the year 1, you're gonna sell it, rent it, you're gonna know it, or refinance it. But you're gonna complete the project before the end of year 2. Take notes during the process so that you have a record of where you have been and where you have at the moment. A journal of your earliest real estate activities will be an important reference tool for years to come. You're gonna make a list of items that you would do again. Make a list of properties and events you would prefer to avoid. If you choose to acquire your second piece of real estate development, make sure you do only after closing on a property. Number 1, make sure you gonna your project, everything you run through, you're gonna step by step go ahead, not just too fast and then straight to put the gear into number 3. So the next 3, 4, 5 years, you're gonna follow same process you begin in the years 1 and 2. When you get to year 5, and sit down, review your journals, that what you did, seriously evaluate your next steps. After succeeding for the 5 years in any business, and real estate development is certainly a business, you're gonna know that you are stepping in the business, you should have attained a satisfactory level of achievement and success. It usually takes 5 years for a business to become profitable actually in real estate. I hope that you venture into the field of real estate will be more profitable than your initial expectation. And then you're gonna know that it is a long-term game, not the short-term when you come into real estate development. So when the first 5 years actually is for you to actually to start to build some relationship, and then you're gonna know what you do, and then you're increasing opportunity. When you come into, you really want to step into and become a real estate developer, actually what you need to consider is, you need to know it is a long-term game. which means that it's not to 9 to 5 job and then you straight away can get a profit. Actually, you need to prepare, you need to consider it a part-time or the full-time profession. You're gonna look at it just like that. If you take about part-time, surely you can have some cash flow for you, but your progress will be a little bit much more slower, because to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. When you already state that you want to become fully real estate developer, you need to put effort on it, and you need to prepare minimum 2 years the money for your living, everything else, your price you need to pay, your bills. And then because for real estate development, it actually is in the long term, because you need to plan through the market, you need to build everything else, the process. It takes years to do it. Minimum 2 years you need to prepare, because you need to get any accident happen, everything else. So when you come into real estate, you also need to very carefully in selecting your partners and structuring your partnership agreements. And then encouraging are difficult at the best, and real estate is full of incredible challenges and opportunity. You need to know, because the very important for you is you need to do the long-term plan for you, not the short-term, because you need to plan it before you go and do it and get some strategy when go and deal with it. Because there are some questions also you need to ask to setting a long-term plan. First, what do you want to accomplish? Second, what is your time frame? Third, can you acquire the resource to accomplish the plan? You need to know the resource, everything else. When you come into evaluating your market, you need to know that the market actually depends on the incredible variety of items and circumstances, including your budgets and the availability of money, your level of knowledge, experience, the quality of your supplier, associate, and your aspiration, time, energy, drive, and so on. But actually, the whole point you need to very focus on is you need to select a specialization. What you want to build? Is it you want to do a residential? You want to do commercial? You need to buy an L building, you build and then you rent it out. Everything you're gonna do at what you prefer and you know. Second is you're gonna acquire education, information, resource, and contact. You're gonna know the knowledge. Because if you trying to do too much with too little expertise, know-how, or resource, surefire way of causing disaster, it will be getting worse. Because actually our income is make sure our knowledge, that experience we have know, which means that our income, just like Elon Musk say, our income actually is directly proportional to the problem we can solve, that actually is in the real estate development also. So after you have you got a technique or anything else that will help you to go and success, using the same technique over and over again to accomplish the same goal, you're gonna do it after you have get your team member, which means that you have the best attorney, best contractor, architect, your core team member already found, and then you're gonna know that they actually already have the 3 points of what Warren Buffett: integrity, intelligence, and energy. You can stick with it together, always along the way that you build your project, you do the business together, because together everyone achieve more. When you already find your team member, stick with it, work together, and achieve together in your future. Because in real estate development, actually you need to consider whether you want to like to taking vacant land or tearing down the existing structure and build out a new structure, or you want to do some team member, which means that you buy a old building, then you refurnish, renovation it, and then you become a new. So it's all depend on you, that what market you want to step in and then what you like. So when coming to real estate development, actually it is not a solo game. Actually everything else is network. Because your network actually is your net worth. in real estate also, not just about you want to connect the network of just of your real estate team member that you need, but also government servant, government people also, because in your team majority is your real estate agent, real estate broker, contractor, attorney, people that you need to know. And then when you come into knowledge, but actually you must buy books. It's definitely must read, study, understand them before you start and go and build it. So when from this book, actually there's some success secret that advice from the last that you can remember and go and implement it is: first, you're gonna assemble a great team of the best, which means that architect, brokers, real estate agent, attorneys, contractors. It's critical that all the players have the same spirit, integrity, and the level of expertise. Number two is be the most knowledgeable about your community in which you are building. Be involved in the political arena. Number three is you're going to gain an understanding of the market needs, not necessarily what you like or have building. Know what you need to supply to the market. Create a unique product that the market can absorb, because actually the market is more important than the property. Number four is a good development. Developer must be well funded. They are always bump in the road that are unforeseen, which means that actually you not just need to, if you want to use your own money also okay, if you have a lot of money or you have a lot of cash. But if not, you can partner with some investor or you can loan some money or anything else. But always remember, it might have a risk come true, or you can save some money for accidentally happen something. So number five is you're gonna limit the number of investors in the project also. Not too much investor in it, especially in a large multi-unit development. Having too many investors involved compromise the integrity of a project. Even though you sure can have some investor, but if you have too much investor on it, you're gonna in trouble, because a lot of people, they will throw their opinion and everything else. You make the work much more slower. So actually, it's very important for the integrity of the project. So number six is a good developer must follow up, especially after the closing. It's the little thing that make the big impression. Return all the client calls and respond to their needs and concerns. A developer who wants a long career will develop a following by word of mouth from a lot of certified customers sooner than you would expect. Because a lot of people, when you talk about business, they just want to earn some money and then just after that move up. Actually, it's a real successful developer. They will make their customer like a friend, which means that actually when you sell them the house, your sales career just started. You need to follow up them, because actually you will know that in our world that a lot of marketing you can do, no matter it's Facebook ads, influencer marketing, and many flyer, everything you can do. But the most powerful advertising is the word of mouth. The people that after you first project, you already build it, so the people will gain your brand, so that the last thing after that, years, the customer will automatically come in to buy your next project when you already built a great project on it. But otherwise, beyond that, if you build a worse project, actually you're getting worse. So you build great and then make a good relationship is for your better future. So number seven, integrity, dependability, consistency are the huge characteristics to cultivate. Number eight, be ambitious. Have a get it done attitude with a sense of urgency. Number nine, a developer must be close enough to the market and make smart acquisition. That's why we so often see out of town developers get killed, because they don't know the market. That's why a lot of people, they have overhang project or too much demand, because didn't study the market well. Actually, get a year to study the market is just the entry level. Is make you safe for you before you build that product. So number 10 is gonna have pride in your workmanship. Buyer want to believe that their developer is one of the best for them and himself and herself. So you're going to treat like your own self is the customer that want to buy the project you build. So after you choosing your architect, contractor, everything else, you will sure will be very careful that what their work actually did. So this is all the strategies and the point that you can remember or you can learn it, you can resolve, and hope it will help you for your future. So that's for today. Hope you like it and see you. Bye.